So you're planning that absolute trip of a lifetime to Hawaii, and you want every single moment to be perfect, right? But let's be real, with so many tour options out there, how in the world do you choose one that's not just a blast, but also safe and, legit? Well, today we're going to give you the real inside scoop. You can already see it, can't you? Those incredible, lush green mountains, the turquoise water, that perfect, brilliant blue sky. You've already booked the flights, you found the perfect hotel, and now you're on the hunt for those truly unforgettable experiences to fill up your days. Okay, here's where things get just a little bit tricky, because behind all the gorgeous photos and the five-star promises online, there is one crucial question you absolutely have to ask. Is the company you're about to give your money to actually operating legally and safely? Look, every single company out there is going to claim to be the best. Of course they will. But the reality is, they're not all playing by the same rules. Some operators cut corners on safety, on legal requirements, and that can lead to some really unexpected, vacation-ruining problems. It's so easy to be impressed by a really professional-looking website or, a company with thousands of followers online. But those things, they don't actually prove a company's compliant. That's why you need to know what to look for beyond all the fancy marketing. So, how do you sort out the good guys from the rest? Well, it all starts with a super simple but totally non-negotiable checklist. These are the absolute must-haves for any tour operator in Hawaii. Think of this as your first and most important line of defense. Okay, let's break this down because it's important. First up, the PUC number. That's from the Public Utility Commission. It basically means they regulate the company's vehicles to make sure they're safe and insured. If a company doesn't have one, just don't book with them. Simple as that. Second, a US DOT number. This is a federal thing, required for any company that takes bookings from out-of-state visitors, which is probably you. And finally, permits. These are so crucial for getting into state parks, on hiking trails, and to certain beaches. It's all about making sure these beautiful places are protected. And trust me, this isn't just about some boring red tape. This is real-world stuff. As one source told us, they've literally seen families stranded when their illegal tour operator was shut down in the middle of their vacation. I mean, can you imagine your tour van getting pulled over and the whole operation shut down, leaving your family on the side of the road? It happens, and checking for compliance is how you make sure it doesn't happen to you. All right, so you've found a company that's legally compliant. That is a fantastic start. But it doesn't automatically mean they put safety first. Now we need to look beyond the paperwork and figure out what on-the-ground safety really looks like. These are the questions that can honestly make all the difference. If you're doing anything in the water, lifeguard certification for your guides is an absolute must. For stuff like kayaks or snorkel gear, you've got to make sure the provider has the right permits to even be operating in that specific area. And for hiking, stick to the legally permitted trails. Paying attention to these details lets you enjoy your day without taking any unnecessary risks. A really great guide understands all kinds of risks. On the left, you see the obvious danger, right? A big sign warning about strong currents. But look at the picture on the right, a sign for jellyfish. That's a hazard you might not even know to look for. A safe, knowledgeable guide, they know about both the visible and the hidden dangers of an area, and they're going to keep you protected. And here's a perfect example of why that local knowledge is so important. A sketchy tour company might offer to take you to a famous spot like the Stairway to Heaven, but it's actually illegal for them to do that. A legitimate operator knows the rules, respects the rules, and in doing so protects both you and these precious local sites. Okay, you've checked for legitimacy, you've checked for safety. Now for the fun part, choosing an experience that actually fits your vacation style. And the big choice often boils down to this. Do you go with a group tour or a private one? So let's break this down. Group tours can have an amazing energy, right? They're usually more affordable, and they're a fantastic way to meet other travelers. The trade-off, though, is that you're on their schedule, not yours. Now, private tours, they are all about your rhythm. You get total freedom to customize the day. You can stay longer at a beach you fall in love with, you can skip places you don't care about, and you just get to enjoy a much more relaxed, laid-back experience. And this is what that flexibility looks like. You're not crammed onto a packed bus, rushing from one photo op to the next. You can take your time, you can explore a little, you can really just soak in the scenery, completely on your own terms. Most people just assume that private tours are way more expensive, but that is not always true. Just take this quote from a family, for example. Once they split the cost of their private tour among their group, it actually turned out to be cheaper than buying individual tickets for a big bus tour, and they got a completely customized day just for them. So we have covered a lot of ground here. Everything from legal paperwork to your personal vacation vibe. Let's pull it all together into a really clear final takeaway so you can go book your tour with total confidence.
Here it is, your 3-step plan. First, verify. Make absolutely sure the company is legal, permitted, and safe. That part is non-negotiable. Second, match. Pick an experience, whether it's a group thing or a private tour, that actually fits what you want out of your day. And third, support. Choose companies that show genuine respect for Hawaii and its communities.
Because at the end of the day, doing this little bit of homework up front means that when you're actually there, you don't have to worry about a thing. You can just focus on what really matters, making those incredible memories that are going to last a lifetime.
So now you have the knowledge to make a really great choice. The only question left is, what kind of adventure are you going to choose? Thanks for tuning in.